All right, there we go. All right, we're good now.
We're good now. She's not hearing me. You're coming through, but I'm not.
Yeah, you're coming through. You
Okay,
should
yep,
be.
okay, now we're good. Now we're good. All right. So after a slight delay, no more
I
doing fresh installs of Windows, you mister over
Yeah,
there.
I reinstalled Windows
Oops.
and I hadn't quite set everything up for SideNote. That's on me.
Uh,
Always learn lessons the hard
sorry,
way.
guys. We are back. We are back from a little break away. Our previous show was cancelled and will remain cancelled for the indefinite future. So we want to thank for those guys who were going to show up. But sadly, we made the choice to leave that one on the bench and not touch it. So that's one of the options that we've had. So we're moving on from that. Again, as always, all opinions shared and viewed here are of our own accord. They are not sponsored or partnered by anybody. And we'll get in today's subject. And this has been hot for 2-3 weeks now, all over social media. This has been hot. And we want to tackle it. We want to tackle it head on. We're going to get brutal. It's going to get messy. But we're going to tackle it. We are going to chat about support. What is support? What isn't support? When is there too much support? When is support expected? Again, all these little scenarios have played out in the last couple of weeks throughout Twitter and also Instagram, places like Facebook. We've generally seen a consensus there that there's a need for support in the content creation sector, but at what point is too much? Now, this triggered off from a chat between myself and Sanad Lady in regards to an old friend of ours that we used to follow a lot of, who sort of went away, then come back, and went away and come back, and then they've come back and gone, hey, follow me on all of these places. At what point are we expecting too much support? Like, is it just a given that, oh, I stream, so you should support me on Kick, on Facebook, on Twitch, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Humble, on Live Space and MySpace and this space and every other space? Or is there a line that we need to draw in the sand and just say, look, come on now.
Yeah,
You're expecting too much as a creator.
there's absolutely a line that needs to be drawn in the sand. I mean, this falls. See, with streaming, it's this weird little area, right, where if you're streaming everywhere, you can't expect everyone you know to follow you everywhere. I mean, that firstly, that's you're being a hypocrite at that stage, because you want everyone to follow you, but you also want new people to follow you. So it's a strange sort of area. Like, mainly, like, where exactly are you planning to get your growth from? Is a good question. At what
Well, yeah,
point
I mean that.
do you look at it all and be like, well, I just need to choose one?
Right, yeah. So I think the first and foremost, I mean, let's get back to the general basics of it. Streaming is a business, right? There's no question about it. In essence, it's a franchise. You're out there in the same industry sector as millions of other businesses, per se.
Yeah.
As you look at it, again, we don't see places like KFC, McDonald's, all those kind of things with a franchise selling their product in Walmarts and Best Buys and other places. They're generally focused in one area. They do advertise in those other places, like they do advertise through TV, radio, internet, all that kind of stuff. They do run those ads, but they're centralizing their point.
Yeah.
Why is that? What makes the support easier? Oh, look, I've just seen a McDonald's ad. Oh, there's one 2 minutes from my house. I can walk there and go and get a Big Mac. Like, it's that kind of level.
Yeah.
So having that, I guess, having that reach, but having one central point for your support, but then on the flip side, you hear everyone talk about, oh, diversify, get out there, push it out there, you know, because of what happened with Mixer and obviously, you know, Glimish now has gone as well. So, you know, when you diversify, do you really expect people to follow from everywhere? It's hard.
See,
And then if I'm not on Twitch, do I leave a tab open? You know, is that going to help you? Is that going to be what you want over there? You know, do I leave a tab on Facebook? You know, do I open up you know, do I have all my browsers pretty much full of all the support for one person? Like,
yeah,
at some point, I guess we have to step back as creators and reflect on ourselves and say, what is it that I want, and where do I want my support to be?
yeah. Like, I think like a lot of people get confused, right? They get confused with the whole scenario. So like the the whole restreaming thing. So people are like streaming everywhere. You know, they say they're trying to reach out and build a community, and the list goes on, yada yada yada. But they're confusing that as advertising for themselves, like a brand advertisement. It's not really advertising in a way. Like, you being across different social media platforms, that's advertising. You trying to grab viewers from multiple platforms, that's not advertising. That's just essentially being greedy. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess in some ways. And I guess the other thing that you hear, and we've heard it a lot, especially in the transition from Glimish to Kick with us, or actually from Glimish to YouTube, and then back to Kick. We heard a lot of it here, and we've had a bit of feedback on that. Is when you start in that position in whatever platform, there's really little chance you're going to pull, say, people from YouTube. Like if we were on YouTube now and saying, hey, come follow us on Kick if you want to chat, we're pretty much segregating those people from the chat.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much diversifying to a point where you're segregating yourself from a broader circle, if that makes sense. So yes, you might be getting a support factor on your social media, your Instagram, your Twitter, you might be blowing up over there, but no one's following channels. What's the point at which you say, okay, maybe I've got too many points of conjecture here and I need to just eliminate and pull back a little bit, which will then give me a bit more of a funnel effect, I guess, in some ways. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's it's about trying to funnel things into a, like, if you put things in a funnel, it comes out one end, it's not going to come out at the same size it goes in. So you're trying to funnel things in.
Now, you need to simplify the process, realistically.
Yeah. In a degree, yeah. Because like I said, using KFC or Macca's for example there, all their advertising brings them into one funnel. They advertise everywhere. Like, you see them, they're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They're everywhere. They advertise, but they're not selling their product through everywhere. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I guess that sort of comes down to, again, how do you then interpret, or how do you get your audience to support? Because there was a situation last night that I was in a channel, and people will open tabs naturally. Like, like I get up in the morning, I've got 4 people live, and I'm like, oh, I can't be everywhere. I'll go to one and I'll put the other tabs up, and then I'll bounce through them at a later point. Is tabbing supporting?
I had a view on tabbing a while back, but like, I don't have specific tabs open for people. I'm still not there. But there are times where I know someone's streaming, I'll pop a tab up, and I'll be doing something else, but I'll still be listening to the stream in the background. You know, I do that quite a lot actually. So,
Yeah.
but I think the main thing about that scenario was that they were looking for active chatters, because that's what they see as support. And I mean, that's all well and good. Anyone who is streaming loves an active chatter. It makes the night.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
you know,
Yeah.
you got one person just constantly chatting to you. That's enough to just sort of get you sort of in the mood. But to expect every single viewer you've got to chat, you've got to draw the line, like somewhere
think-
along there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You got to draw the line. I think at some point too, we as creators need to look at our streaming window, because we can really appreciate at what point. Like, okay, so right now, okay, it's what 8:50 a.m. here in Australia. We damn well know that it's midnight in the UK. So if anyone from the UK is on the channel, we know they've probably got a tab up. They're probably sleeping. Right, so we know they're not going to chat, but they're still here in the channel. Like, they're still, putting in a number to say, hey, look, I support these guys, or
Yeah.
this is there, right? Okay, they're not necessarily hosting, which again, that's a whole different ball game. And I'll cover that point in a little bit, because that's something I really want to touch on, because there's a big misconception around that as well.
Yeah.
But when you're in a certain time window, appreciating what other time zones around are doing,
Yeah.
can, I guess, change your perception of how you get that support in essence.
Yeah. I mean, time zones are always a tricky thing. Like, and yes, like, some people don't get the opportunity to stream when they want to stream, or have, the most benefit when they do stream. But I mean, that's just something you got to live with. It's a hard thing to do, and it's time zones are tough. they ruin everything. Time zones ruin everything.
They do.
But I don't think that should be a main focus, though. Like, time zone, yes, it does help, but I mean, you sort of also got to work within your own limits as well.
You have to understand. No. I'm not saying. Okay, so let me rephrase that statement.
Yeah.
It's not about the time zone you're in. It's about appreciating that people in time zones may not be actually sitting there able to support that.
Okay.
Right, you know what I mean? Like I said, people in the UK, they might be on the channel lurking. They might have a tab open, knowing that SideNote's going live. So when they get up in the morning, if we don't raid out, they can just click back and watch the VOD back, right? So, hey, I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you the number. Now, in some ways, people take that as ghosting, as doing harm to them, because they're not actually supporting the channel. But is a tab supporting a stream?
I mean, technically, yes. Yes. I mean, we've gone through a rough stage, right? Because the whole Twitch thing, where tabbing over there was seen as negative, and then they've tried to combat that, and it's like, oh well, now viewers are only people who actively type in chat and interact with the stream. And I'm like even we discussed that when that first came in, and we were like, well, no. You can still view the stream, you're still a viewer, you're just not chatting, because there are people who just have streams on in the background. So, like, you're gonna have that. And
the other fact is the multiple tabs. Having SideNote tabbed up 7 times. I mean, that is kind of abusive. But again, if that individual on the other side of that screen thinks that's what's going to help, and that's their level of support, at what point do we try and realign that? Like, if
See, that's a
just you
tough
know what I mean?
thing.
Like, it's a conjecture one. Yeah,
That's a tough
it is
thing
tough.
to combat, because obviously you can't stop people from doing it. And like even from say Kick's perspective, right? If they try and look at that, you know, essentially they have to track how many instances of that stream are going to the same IP. And even then, you've got to be lenient, but not too lenient. You could say like you cap it at five, for example. Five instances of the stream going to the same IP, and then anything over that, or clearly they're cheating the system. We need to, you know, sort of cap that off, because you're going to have big houses, and a lot of people living there. They all might be watching the same shit. You just don't know. So it's a really tough one
Yeah,
to police.
yeah, that's what I mean. There's a certain point where we need to identify one what we're about. So as a content creator, if your focus is purely going to be trying to push people away from doing what they think is supporting, all you're really doing is segregating your community.
Yeah.
If they think they're supporting you, no matter if it's sadly, this network and this industry is not about a simple clear cut process. It's not like, hey, go in, slap a bit of butter on some bread, put a meat patty on it, put some lettuce, done, there it is, there's your package, it's done, it's finished.
Yeah.
There's so many variables that we have, and there's so many millions of people we reach to every day, every week, every hour, every minute of the stream, that you cannot, for the life of you, begin to manage all that different angles for support.
Yeah.
It's got to be an understanding of, hey, I get it. They're trying to help, right? They're pushing me up 4 or 5 more people. I get it. It's not going to help me. But at the end of the day, you know what? What is my end goal?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what is the end goal?
Yeah.
If you're already an affiliate, okay, your next step is verified or partner. Right, okay. Is it really going to hurt that way? Now then, if that's the case, if you think it's going to hurt, but the metrics or the system is already recognizing that as what's there, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Just go about your business. Just do your thing and provide that high-level content and create it coming in the window. Like, let people come and enjoy the content. Focus on the content.
So the harsh reality of streaming on Kick is that it is a numbers game. Like that is the harsh reality of it. Or you need viewers to get noticed, right? So those viewers do come, part and part from tabbed viewers. Like it that just does happen. So to go, oh, no one should be tabbing me, if you're not actively chatting in my stream, don't tab me. But you're still on the same line of thought, trying to grow as a content creator. You're sort of shooting yourself in the foot. You've got people who are willing to have tabs open and willing to support you. Just let it be. You're trying to police a situation which is actually helping you, and like trying to cut it down. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It really is. It's a really difficult situation to manage. But like I said, this is it's a broad spectrum problem. This isn't just Kick related. Even though I will touch directly on Kick in a minute. It's on a Twitch. Again, this is, you touched on it. You bred this from Twitch. They bred this because anybody who's not chatting doesn't get counted. So again, I don't want anyone who's not chatting. Again, we saw bans because someone said, "Hey, I've got you tabbed up," and it's like, "Okay, well, you're not here. Get out." They just banned them. It's like, again, that person who's been banned could be a multi-million-dollar a year contract holder with the biggest company in the world, and they're just going to lurk your stream just to get a feel for what you're about. If your first instinct is to ban that, you could have just shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
I remember
whether it's Twitch or not.
Yeah. Like I remember an instance on Twitch where someone was lurking, right? And obviously, like, someone was keeping track of who was chatting in chat, and noticed that that name wasn't chatting, and just banned, like, because they were lurking. Like, where's the benefit there? You've essentially that in itself is segregation. You've just gone, oh, you've come to watch me. Oh, you're not chatting. Okay, bye. I mean, this goes back to that instance that happened, like, back when we were on Mixer. I can't remember if it happened on Mixer or Twitch, where that chick went ape shit at her community because they wouldn't sub to her. Because, you know,
after 5 minutes.
After 5 minutes, because she was providing the content. Like, yeah,
So-
okay, but no.
Here's an example to think about. You just said that, you know, with what they were doing over there on Twitter and banning people, right? Yet, aren't they the very, very same people that whinged and whined about lurkers not being recognised on Twitch?
Yes. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange?
Just
Because
saying,
because
there's a little bit of hypocritical stuff there.
Because they were the first to complain. Because obviously the change
right.
happened with them. You know,
and their numbers were.
Yeah, Twitch changed the way it looked at viewers, and everyone was like, "Oh, but you know, we need tabbed viewers and shit." And then they were like, "Oh, you know, tab viewers are gross. We don't need tab viewers anymore." Like, pick one.
Yeah, that's right. But you watch their numbers fall through the floor because now they weren't getting those extra free kicks, if you will, on having those extra viewers.
So again, paying for viewers.
I wasn't going down the paid path. That is a serious issue as well.
Yeah.
But again, like, there's again the other factor that comes into play, and this has been called for. I know we called for it on Glimish, was a viewer list. Now I saw in a chat, right? Now they're no word of a lie. Now, again, I'm not going to call out names. It actually shocked me that it come from this person. It actually blew me away that this person actually put this in chat, and they said, "I want a viewer list so I can tell who's a bot and who's not." Pardon? How do you tell from a viewer list who's a bot and who isn't?
Okay.
How do you know that that person hasn't created an account but is lurking? Because, again, like we said, time zones suck. They're at work. They've got things. They're not there.
Like, at some stage, you're not going to remember all the people that have followed you. It's just not feasible. You know, no one has that capability. So you're not going to look at the list and be like, oh, I don't know that name, and then, like, bugger it off. Like, and even so, like, there are general commons when it comes to bot-created usernames. So you kind of get a fair idea. But even then, there are some strange names out there where people have just sort of generated a name and just, that'll do. You know, they don't really care. So, but what benefit does that have? You know, when you're when you're a lower tier streamer, you know, you're just verified or, just affiliated or whatnot. Like, what's the benefit of removing those bot accounts? Because you're like, at most you'd probably have one or two. You know, and I mean, even sometimes, you know, I've seen my viewer count jump up by like 10, 12, just out of nowhere. And, you know, it'll sit there for 30 seconds and then they'll all just bugger off. Like, I know that's that's obviously like either a bug in the system or they're viewer bots or whatever. But you can't. Why?
You can't police it.
Yeah, you can't police it. But unless, all right, this is what I'm thinking about. Like, unless you've got bots in your channel spamming the shit out of your chat and like making your experience of streaming an absolute terrible one, what's the point in getting rid of the bots? Yeah, the viewer bots are bad, but if you look at it realistically, they're actually kind of helping you in a way to boost up the leaderboard.
Your numbers, yeah. Your numbers are climbing up, that's right. Again, it's one of these scenarios, like I said, that it really shocked me that from where that came from, like that angle. Like, I want a viewer list so I can tell who's a real person, who's a bot. Like,
yeah,
how are you going to tell what's a bot?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. Like, and the other issue with that is, let's not forget that Kick is just on 7 months old. They're working day and night to add things. They've already stopped like the multiple tab. Like, they've already found a way to deal with that. Right? So, awesome. So you can almost guarantee that one person isn't going to have you up 700 times. Again, like, where is the appreciation for, hey, it's building. We're getting to a stage where things are just starting to flow now and starting to be really, really comfortable and really nice about it. Where is the gratitude? Yeah, it's got teething problems. No crap.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to happen. But they're making the right steps in the right processes to get to where the end result needs to be. It's a pathway. Yeah. It's not a bricks and mortar situation. It's a pathway to get to building those bricks and mortars to get the product finished.
Yeah. And like and it's weird that people are also like hanging shit on Kick right now. Because of all this shit. It's like, sorry, you've come from Twitch, who have screwed you over since day one, and they're bringing out features to blind you from what's actually happening. But Kick is bringing out features and updates just as quickly as Twitch is right now.
Damn near it.
Like, it's like nearly every week, we're seeing something from Kick. It's either a UI update or it's a fix here and there, or it's a minute little feature. There's something.
But again, like the whole like viewer list and stuff. I mean, it's good to see who's a regular. Like, I mean, okay, yes, I would use the list, but I'm not going to use it to identify who's who. I'd be like, oh, look, the Speed Demon's back for like third day. Oh, cool, thanks, mate. It would just be a general thing that you'd start to build a reputation with people. Again, we went through Glimish with no viewer list. Did it really hurt what we did? Does a viewer list really show support, or does it really affect how the support comes in? No, it's only going to give you something else to look at and then ask questions. Oh, I haven't seen Sainted Lord for a week. Where's he been?
Yeah.
It
plays the game.
Creates more questions. It creates more questions than actually answers anything.
But like there was a stage where people wanted a viewer list, so they could like shout out lurkers and no. Ew, no,
never. You never call out lurkers.
No.
Do not do that.
Never. Because there are people who are quite happy to drop into a channel, watch it, not chat. Like, they will actually watch the entire stream. And
I'll put my hand up for that one.
Yeah, and they will not chat at all, because that's their way of just enjoying your content. And to call them out and be like, oh, hey, how are you? It's like, no. Like, that's why I think viewer lists are gross. You know, because you're going to start looking at it. You're going to be like, oh, I've got 12 viewers in my stream right now. I'm just going to see who they are. Why? How does that benefit you as a streamer? It doesn't.
See, what that does is inadvertent what Trovo did. Now, Trovo had an alert every time a new account joined the channel. So every time, so let's say I was streaming on Trovo and then you joined my channel, it would say the Speed Demon has joined chat. And I'm like, oh, I hate that. Because what if you just want to come in and just sit and chill, learn the community, learn the chat, find out what's going on?
Yeah.
When you have a viewer list and all of a sudden it pings up and it goes, oh, look, the Speed Demon just joined the list. Oh, g'day, Speed, how you going? It's like,
yeah.
You're then compelled to respond. It's just like, dude, I'm at work, sorry, I can't chat. Then that poses the next question is, okay, well, if you can't chat, why are you here? You're not supporting me.
Yeah.
Again, it brings up more of a backstory of, maybe I don't need a support Speed because he's only ever in when he's at work. Not thinking, hang on a minute, it must be like midday in Australia. He's got no time. He's at work. Again, like you've done in my stream a few times. Hey, I'm at work. I'll catch you later on. It's like, yeah, bud, go for it. I don't care. Like, I understand that life is a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Right. So the sheer fact that having a viewer list or having a notification when someone joins your chat, it is the most gross thing for the streaming content creation anywhere.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
It's going to create
I don't like it.
A form of toxicity. Like, just like toxicity as a streamer. Like, it's a corrupting sort of thing. You know, it's like,
Agreed.
Always watching your viewer count, or when your stream ends, seeing where your concurrent viewership is, or like all those numbers. Like, the numbers game is a very it's tantalizing, I will say that, but it's also debilitating, because as soon as you start looking at all the numbers and who's watching, who's not watching, who's chatting, who's not chatting, who's supporting you, who's not supporting you,
there you go.
You start straying away from what you're actually supposed to be doing, which is just having fun streaming, because that's why people are watching you. They obviously find you entertaining in some way.
Once you start questioning everything, what does that breed? You've been in this hole.
Yeah.
You have been in this hole.
Yeah.
And what does it breed?
It breeds
a never-ending loop of, I'm just not good enough. Why do I even bother?
It's doubt. Yeah.
And then you hate yourself because you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Then you don't want to do it because you're not good enough. Then you hate it because you go back through this never-ending loop.
I mean, I experienced it not too long back. When I moved over here, everyone's getting affiliate. Everyone's getting huge growth. They're just like soaring through. And I pop over and it's like, and that was fine. I mean, because I was prepared for it, and I'm like, because I keep telling myself, it really doesn't matter. I have a couple of people come back, that's all that matters. If I started focusing on, well, shit, everyone's hit affiliate, and now they're like in the hundreds, and I'm still stuck here at like 30, everyone's supporting each other, yet I'm not really going anywhere. What's wrong with me? Do I need to change the content that I'm doing? Do I need to change myself as a streamer? It's a huge anxiety to depression spiral that no one needs to go into. Like,
once you get into that spiral, and I've been there. Look, I've been there for a different reason. I've been there because of my PC. I haven't had faith in it. I haven't had trust in it, and I just want to throw it over the railing. You know that better than anybody. But it's a vicious cycle. Once that seed of doubt is planted in your head, it's all over. I mean, it is so hard to get out of. Yet on the flip side, you take a look at another content creator that we were hanging out with yesterday, and again, the light bulb just come on and went bing. I just love streaming. I don't care who's there, one person, million people. I don't give a shit. I just want to stream. I just want to put content. I just want to play games. I want to chat to whoever's in the chat there, like Sand Lady, Sprinkle Toes, Kazuaki. I just want to chat with those three people. I don't care. Like that's what I want to do. And that's the light bulb moment that more creators need to have in this sector, because once they get that light bulb, they're going to go back to the really, really high quality content, really enjoy it. That's where they come from.
And it is a little bit of a mental game when you don't have chatters too. You know, because obviously having a chatter in your stream makes a huge difference, especially, you know, if you're streaming by yourself. You know, because not everyone can just rabble on about nonsense to themselves, you know, for a few hours. You know, not everyone can do that. So having that someone in chat helps. You know, it helps keep the flow going. And sometimes that doesn't happen. Like, I've had streams where I've streamed for like 3 hours and there's been no one in chat. You know, but I've had people watching. So it's a really sort of hard place to be. But like, I've tried to keep in my mind, you know, it's not about who's chatting, it's about who comes back. And like, I know the people that do come back. I won't call them out or anything. Like, they do their thing, I do my thing. We all have a happy little party together. But you just, you've just got to look beyond. It's such a small problem that gets turned into a bigger problem. You know, and you just got to look past it. You do. It's one of the downfalls of being a smaller streamer is that you know, it's not, you're not one of the higher tiered guys where you just turn on your stream and immediately you've got 2,000 people sitting there having a good old gas bag with each other. Like, no, it just doesn't work that way. So you've got to be realistic with a lot of these scenarios.
What you do, and like I said, that's where that level of support really falls into it, is what is it they're supporting?
Yeah.
They're going to support your toxicity and your negative bullshit of like, well, I've only got one person here, so I'm just not bother, and you know, just ignore that altogether. Again, do you know what that one person is about? Do you know that person? Do you know who it is, what their business is? Do you know anything about them? No. Why would you not try to engage it?
Yeah.
You know, again, we all started for very similar reasons, and whether they line up exactly to 100% or whether they don't, the reasons are very similar to why you start. You know, you love gaming, you want to share the joy with other people, so just quietly shut up and get on with it. Let your content do the talking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how hard this concept is. Like, it's not that hard to go about this business.
Yeah.
It is making it harder when you've got new platforms and you feel like you've got to compete and you've got to be on those new platforms and you've got to be, you know, that in guy and you've got to be, you know, sure, I understand that. It's great to be on, you know, the front page of a website. Oh, look at me, I'm on the front page. But if there is no flow, what is the point?
Yeah.
And in opposite effect, we see the other side where they're funneling one channel to all the people. That in itself is going to have a negative connection, because when the doors finally open and now that one person is spread out with multiple other people, all those people don't just go to there now. They're going to spread out across the platform. You're going to see that instant drop, and then people are going to have that doubt. Oh, here we go. Here's that doubt.
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong? Why is no one here?
I was one of those people, and now I'm not. You know,
rinse and repeat. The cycle continues.
Yeah.
Go back to basics. Go back and do what you did at the start.
Yeah.
Play games. Have fun doing it. Let that content speak for itself.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
See, yeah, because people are sort of stuck in the middle of that, I believe. You know, because they want to do the content they enjoy creating, but they're also looking at numbers and like, oh, if I had more viewers, you know, I'll get higher up on the list, I'll get more exposure, yada yada yada. But you know, now it's sad when you see people who, you know, start off very genuine. They're like, I want to, you know, just stream for the fun of it. I enjoy just talking to people. Like, I just want to have fun. And then it's like a flip of the switch. They're like, oh, hey, I'm doing all this stuff now. And, you know, it's completely over the top. You know, I've got follow goals, sub goals, and, you know, all of this other nonsense. It's like, you're just, you're just grinding for clout now. It's got nothing to do with your content anymore. You're just after more numbers.
Yeah, there's a certain point where it switches very rapidly.
Yeah, and it is. It's like a switch. It just happens almost overnight. You know, I saw someone who was that person who was very down to earth, very genuine, like just sort of having fun, doing their own thing, and then almost overnight, it's like boom, this whole different sort of personality, like whole different show, like everything was different, and they've just, and it saddens me to see that person go down that path, you know, to be that desperate for numbers to do that.
Yep. They forget what support truly is.
Yeah. But like
now, anybody could walk into your channel and drop 100 subs, but that doesn't mean you're going to get 100 people on the channel. Half those people don't even know they've got the sub in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been through.
Like, I checked my subscriptions list. I checked my subscriptions list on Kick the other day and went, "Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't been in there. Like, I haven't been to that channel for months, and all of a sudden I'm like, second month subscriber, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you wouldn't even know.
Because again, like, you don't know. So again, these situations where you need to identify what the support's for. Like, what is it you want them to support?
Yeah.
Do you want them to support you for affiliate purposes? Do you want them to support you for verified? Do you want them to support you to pay your bills? Do you want them to, you know, buy you a new car? Like, what is it you want the support for?
But you've got to be open and honest about it. Not
100%.
Not be a sneaky snake. And like have like a second agenda around your growth. You know.
Yeah.
So
no, you've got to. Unfortunately, even if you're not transparent, there is a way to be, or someone will make it very transparent. That there is a way.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's just by voice or a mod or something like that, but someone will make it very obvious.
Yeah. But this is all on. We've spoken a lot about the streamer side, you know, of support. Let's have a chat about the viewer side of support. You know, because you posed a very interesting conundrum to me the other day. And it was quite the conundrum. I will say that. And even now, I don't have an answer. It's like, you know, at what point as a viewer do you not support someone? You know.
Well, you see, I started that out at the front there because again, where do you draw the line with their social media? Like I said, if I'm following you and you're on Kick and then Twitter and you're on Instagram, I say, okay, cool. Look, I can follow that. Yep, sweet. I'm a cool viewer. I can go follow that. And all of a sudden, you add Rumble and you add TikTok. At what point do I say, well, I don't use those, so I'm not going to follow?
Yeah.
Does that now count me as a non-supporter because I refuse to follow you on those platforms? Again, as a viewer, it's very awkward because you want to do the right thing by the streamer. Like, you want to do the right thing by the creator. But at some point, you also have to have your own stand and say, look, you can go to TikTok, buddy. I have no interest in it. I'm not going to do that just to support you.
Yeah.
But then you become a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Because, I won't go to Kick to make an account to come watch you.
Yeah.
But I want you to go make a TikTok so you can come
Yeah.
watch me. You know what I mean? So you become... It's a moral line. It gets very, very blurred
Yeah.
very quickly and becomes a very dark area. Because
Yeah. Because,
at
like,
what point does a viewer have a choice, I guess, is the question.
yeah. So, like, we spoke about this at some stage. You know, we had a very clear line in the sand. You know, when it came to, you know, streaming on another platform, you know, one of your friends that you know, they solely stream on another platform, right? You know, and we were like, you know, because people would be, oh, I'm not going to make an account over there. No, I'm not going to do that. It's like, yeah, but it takes 5 minutes and you've got an account. Like, that's the way we were thinking of it, you know. Which, to a degree, yes, is true, but it doesn't mean that you have to, as well.
That's right.
You know, like
That
you
then
know,
goes hand in hand with the creator, though.
yeah, like the interesting conundrum that you brought upon me was like, you know, Saint Lady streams, right? You know, support her streaming, yeah, sure. You know, follow her on Twitter, yeah, sure. And you're like, you know, if she had an OnlyFans, would you support that too? And it's like, don't know. Like, it's that really sort of.
But
I mean, it's I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird sort of boundary that's there.
okay, so let's put some context into that for a second. Let's not just throw that under the bus. If you go to the front page of Kick, you can see stream titles that say, you know, Monday goals, and you've got exclamation OnlyFans. So they're using it to build for their OnlyFans, right? So again, understanding the fact that, okay, someone's streaming, if they now do a secondary set of, I don't know, again, it's down to that business model, I guess. Do you still go out and support them, given the fact that it takes 5 minutes to make an account? You know, it borders on that really, really dirty grey area.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, I could make a TikTok account. Sure. I could come follow you on TikTok. Do I want to?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yet, if they won't make an account to come and follow me on Kick, they're assholes. But it's okay if they don't follow my TikTok. Like, again, like...
Yeah.
This is where this falls back to the creator again, sadly, to work out what it is that they expect. What it is individually they want from their journey.
I think...
You know, would you expect your 1,000 people from Kick to come follow your OnlyFans?
I think
again,
it comes
that probably ain't going to happen.
Yeah, like, I think it comes down to the content creation itself. Like, the content itself. You know, if you're streaming on a platform, you know, that's one form of content. But, you know, you put, like, highlights or something on TikTok, that's a different form of content. You know, or you do the same for YouTube. You know, you have just, like, sort of cut down edited versions of your streams. That's sort of another form of content. You know, that kind of works. You know, but when it comes down to, I stream on Kick, I stream on Twitch, I stream on Trovo, I stream on YouTube, I stream on Facebook, you know, it's all the same content. So it doesn't make sense to have people follow you everywhere when it's the same content.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's just one of those little conundrums where, you know, you need to identify firstly, and you need to have a real expectation of what is going to happen. You're not just going to have everyone jump on, you know, YouTube just because you say you got YouTube. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not going to have people jump on TikTok just because you say you've got TikTok. There is a lot of people that won't use it. They don't like it, and they think it's
Like,
it's just a waste of effort. Which again
yeah.
is a fair statement. It's not for everybody, and that's what we need to understand. Is
Yeah.
if you've got one viewer, or you got one follower, one supporter on any platform, congratulations, well done. That's a win. Keep going. It's a win every day.
See, I see. Like, I know the meta now is short form content, right? That's the big meta now because people have the attention span of a fish, and like I understand that that's a thing, you know. So that's why TikTok's a big thing. That's why YouTube Shorts are a big thing. But I also see, you know, YouTube Shorts and TikTok as advertising as well. You know, I see that more along the lines of social media stuff because it's just the short snippet of, say, a highlight or something. It is essentially advertising. You're advertising what happens at the main area of your content. So,
Agreed.
yeah. So, yeah, but it's like, you know, having different... but you're not going to have the same people follow you on all of those sort of places. You know, because it is sort of advertising, you do sort of grab people from different sectors to come to one place. I think that's the whole point. You know, if you're like, oh, hey, you know, you advertise in all these places, and you're like, oh, yeah, but I stream all over here. It, you know, it's like, you know, where do I follow you? Do I follow you on one? Do I follow you on multiple? Do I follow you on all of them? What do I do, you know, as a viewer? Like, you know, and it's really...
I don't think as creators we're fair to our community, to be honest. I really don't.
No. Probably not.
I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'll put my hand up straight away for it. I don't think we're very fair to our community because we expect them to follow us everywhere. It's almost like if they're true community, they will follow us no matter what. Yeah. And I think we're very unfair to our community because we can't just keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. Yeah. Because eventually that takes away from the original level of content because then you're focused on way more shit than you need to. You're watching now another set of metrics because let's be honest, if you're on TikTok, you're looking at your numbers. If you're on Twitch, you're looking at your numbers. If you're on Kick, you're looking at your numbers. If you're on YouTube, you're looking at your numbers. The more you add, the more time or less time, I should say, the less time you have to actually provide content.
Yeah.
And again, if take short form, as you were just saying, short form is the way forward. It's fantastic. I mean, great. Now, I want to highlight something specifically on that particular moment. How many times have you watched a trailer for a movie and gone, huh, that looks amazing? And you get there and you go, well, that was fucking boring.
Right.
Because you've taken the best bits out of it. Yet
but not even that.
It doesn't have the context to it.
Here's the thing about movie trailers, right? Is that, yes, they take probably the most compelling bits out of the movie, but they also alter it. They alter that footage so it's completely different to what's happening in the movie to either make it.
But I'm saying the context isn't
appealing, or but
the context isn't there. Like you go and see like the movie, you watch it, and you're just like, well, that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
You know? So when you give them a little snippet of your stream and go, hey, look, we do really cool at 50 cents given to us, you know? Everyone comes in and goes, there's no vibe here. It's dead. Like, there's just nothing. Like, what? Are you really providing the right level of context of your stream? And I think that's where short forms kind of, I want to say it's kind of hurt live streaming. It really has. Because, again, You know, if I put up, let's say I went to TikTok and I went, hey, look at this, 2K23, I'm a good player, and then they turn up
Yeah.
and I can't hit par on anything.
Yeah.
Like, are you really depicting the
Yeah.
right story?
But I mean,
It makes no sense.
that falls into like highlight videos as well. Like, yeah, highlight videos are cool. You know, they hit all the most exciting points of a stream or whatnot. But you know, for people who haven't watched a stream, you know, they watch that and be like, "Oh, that's funny. This dude's, you know, really funny. Like, he's heaps entertaining." And then they go into the stream and, oh, he's not as it's not as funny as what he usually is. Like, what's going on? Oh, it's like, oh, it's the odd funny moment here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, short form media is really good. Like clips and highlights on a stream channel, fantastic. Honestly, like because people can come in and they can sort of get a vibe, and they can look at your clips and go, oh wow, like the guy's actually pretty good at golf. Like he's doing all right. But when you start posting it to a social media and you start trying to pull those people in,
yeah,
don't know. It's a little
it's a weird area because you obviously want to advertise yourself as yourself or your brand or whatever, and you want to be true to that. But it's very difficult to be true to that when all you're posting are like the best bits.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah. You're posting that hype moment. You know, you could be on a 6-hour stream and have a 30-second window, and that's all you're going to post. That's the really wrong depiction of what you're trying to get support for.
Yeah.
You know, there's that level of reality that you need to face and expect. You're not going to get that support. It's not going to come. You're not going to reach those people's imagination. You're going to reach that point. You know, again, as I said before, to one of the other DMs that I got the other day, streaming is not a sprint race; it's a marathon. And it is. It is a dead set marathon. You need to, and it's a marathon that gets extended every step you take. It doesn't matter how good you think you are. There's always a bigger goal on it. So again, being able to get the support, no matter how it comes. One sub to a follow to even a chatter who doesn't follow, that's still support. Ironically enough, trolls who come in and just want to stir up trouble in your channel, they're still supporting your channel because they're still there. Yeah. As much as they're a dickbag, they're still supporting the channel. You know, like they're still in your channel. They're still providing support.
That's one thing that's always sort of got me, right? Like, because obviously that happened like early on in my sort of streaming days. You know, I hopped on Twitch and I just got targeted because I was new, right?
Yep.
And you know, you get people come in and be like, "You're trash. Why are you even streaming? You know, get off the platform." It's like, but you're here. You popped into my channel to tell me this. Like, you could have easily just ignored it. And, you know, I would have gone about my day and probably failed anyway. So, it's not really intuitive how people think about those sorts of scenarios. But yeah, it's
again though, that comes down to the mentality of the creator and what they interpret as support.
Yeah.
Whether you want to accept it or not, trolls are supporting your channel. They're there. They're chatting to you. It might be a dickbag move. It might be just complete trash and utter useless talk. You know what? Laugh at it because they're still supporting you. They're giving you their time. Anybody who gives you their time is a supporter.
Yeah.
They're giving you the view in the chat. Like,
they're adding.
Come and troll me. I don't care.
Yeah. They're adding to your viewers. They're adding to your concurrent viewers. You know, it all adds up. You know, it's, you know, they think they're winning because they're hanging shit on you. But you're the one who's winning because they're there. Right. All you got to do is just be like, oh, all right, champ, you know, and just carry on about your day. Like, You don't have to feed into it.
Kazawaki in chat, he can verify. He can actually probably out of everybody, besides saying lady with due respect, but Kazawaki can probably sit there and tell you from Mixer days how many times I actually converted a troll to a community member. Like honestly, I just don't care. Like there you go, a lot. Yeah, exactly. Because they come in thinking they're being smartasses. You put them in their place and they're like, oh, well, it doesn't affect you, does it? I'm like, dude, I'm like 37 years old. Do I really look like I care? Like, I'm playing video games as an adult. Like, you're here to support the channel. Dude, don't troll. Just, if you want to be part of the community, just hit the follow button. Come in and join us. Like, come and have some fun. Honestly. And it's actually ironic if you terminate negative thought patterns in your pathway and in your head during that time, you can capitalize on what appears to be a bad situation.
Yeah.
You really can.
Yeah.
Like it's a mentality. We've been over this in the show before. It's a mentality. The support this time. You've got to understand, no matter what the viewer does, and as a viewer, you got to realize that you're still supporting. Even if you want to troll the crap out of someone, you're still there giving them time. Like, if you don't want to give them time, just don't turn up. But again, the viewer, they're not going to know you're there anyway. It's like all the big conflict that we saw when Kick introduced the whole, block hot tubs and spas and gambling. Oh, that's such a bad idea. I'll never get supporters. Mate, those who block it don't want to see it anyway. They weren't going to come and follow your channel. Like,
right?
They
don't want to see
it's not
that
going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, they were never going to support you. So again, it's understanding the mentality side of support. No matter what. If that person spends 5 minutes in your chat, if they don't chat, if they just come in and lurk and go, hiya, and they never say anything again, they're supporting you.
Yeah.
Be gracious enough to accept that support comes from so many different angles.
Yeah. And
it's just hard.
The thing I think that's benefited us, right, is that by doing this show, it's forced us to rethink a lot of things. Because certain scenarios have come up. Obviously, before this, we were sort of set in our ways and be like, this is how we see the world. This is how it should be, and whatnot. But by doing the show, like, it's, and even for people watching, like, it does make you rethink some scenarios, because certain scenarios come up and you're like, well, like, if we really think about it, and we break it down, like the whole support thing, that threw us both in a loop. We really started thinking about that. So, but it helps. You can't be so black and white, about things. It's like, you've got to be very open-minded. You have to be very accepting, and you can't just sort of put up a wall somewhere and be like, right, whatever's outside that wall, no, I'm not even going to give it my attention, because you're essentially shutting people out at that stage. You'll
exactly.
You're forcefully pushing people away, and just be like, well, you got to accept that, because whatever.
It's funny you touch on like having a show to just maybe give a different perspective. And we'll just sidetrack just a little bit, just a little bit, but it's still kind of on topic.
We usually do.
Is we sat there and we heard from Steak Eddie when he was Jake Lucky and that on that podcast, and they got asked a question of how is 95.5 sustainable for subs on Kick, right? And his simple answer, and look, this blew me away, because to be honest, you and I have spoken about it in private, we passing and shit like that, but the way he put it really made a lot of sense in the fact that he considers subs no different to donations. That is a supporter or a viewer giving you, as the creator, that subscription.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've spoken about it before and gone through the whole point, and I think I've even spoken as on stream as well at some point where I blatantly on Twitch refused to sub to a channel because I want to give the creator, if I want to give them $5, I will donate $5 to their channel. Like, you know, like I want them to get the most out of it because I don't want the creator having to sell their soul to the devil and grind their ass to the ground just to make a few dollars. Like, you know, it's, if I'm going to do anything, I'd rather donate. And understanding that Kick see donations and subs as one, it's really cool in that aspect. It sort of really changed the thought pattern. So just touching on what you said about, you know, sometimes an interpretation of through the podcast or whatever can really just make you think a little bit different and go, well, you know what, that made a lot of sense. And you know, I'm probably guilty of that as well. Like, I need to put my hand up and kick myself in the ass because I'm not really doing what I should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it's not out there to target people and make people think that they're inferior or we're superior. It's just a mentality that we see it, and we see it across the board. It's not just here on Kick. It's everywhere. It's on Twitch. It's on Facebook, YouTube, and we see it across social media. Like, Speed and I live on social media, honestly. Like, if it's on Instagram, it's Twitter, it's Facebook. I've got
Way too much.
I got my fingers everywhere. So it's always the same problem that, oh, you know, supporters are just lurking and they shouldn't be, or, you know, can't have 7 tabs, can't have this. But you can have that. Switch that off, make your content. I don't know what more to say about it.
An interesting thought I just came up with. Right. So you got people on social medias, right? So Twitter, for example.
Yeah.
Say you've got 5,000 people following your Twitter account. Do you expect all 5,000 of those accounts to interact with each one of your tweets? No.
Never going to happen.
Absolutely not.
No.
It's never going to happen, ever.
I tell you what, most of those 5,000 will be. They'll be graphic artists, and they'll be sitting there waiting for you to put out, hey, anyone need graphics?
I honestly,
They're bot accounts, I'm telling you now.
I get at least one a week, right? I haven't put anything out about, oh, I need new overlays or anything. I just constantly get like one a week. But you wouldn't expect all of your followers on Twitter to interact with your tweets. So why are you expecting all of your viewers to interact with your stream?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, we've touched on this, and again, some of you in chat may or may not know, and some of you watching this video later on may. But the rule of thumb was 1/10 of your following as a viewership.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm balancing on that when I do stream. And I know you're very much sort of on about 15% ultimately.
I am a little bit higher. I am higher than 10%, yeah.
But you vary around that 15%.
Yeah.
So, again, if you get 1/10 of your followage as viewership,
yeah,
you're on target. Like, you're doing good stuff. Like,
pretty much.
You know, and you're going to hover around that all the time, and everyone is going to chat, but that doesn't make them any less supportive.
Yeah. Like,
it frustrates me.
To be fair, like, as a content creator, you on Kick, for like primarily on Kick, you should be grateful that people are having tabs open, because those tabs still count as viewers. Right? If it was over on Twitch, sure, have a whinge, try and get people to chat more, but don't expect it from them. You know, you're still going to have people that do have tabs open that don't chat, and then like obviously they don't, count as a viewer. Like that's going to happen, but you can't expect everyone in your chat to chat. That's unrealistic.
No.
It's never going to happen. Like even like you go look at the bigger streamers, like say Ice Poseidon, for example, right?
Mhm.
You know, what, say like 12,000 viewers at any given stage, right? You're not going to have 12,000 people
No.
talking in chat.
Chatting.
No, you're going to have the people who are like, the dedicated of the dedicated who just want to talk in chat, or the people who just want exposure,
Yep.
talking in chat.
Yeah,
A lot of people are just going to be watching, reading chat themselves, just watching the stream. Like, you're going to have that.
Yep. Oh, 100%. And look, again, take nothing away. Like, there's a lot of people that I will literally lurk throughout the day. I will sit there and just have their content playing. I'm just watching what they're doing. I'm not even paying attention to their camera or their chat. I'm literally just fixated on what they're doing because, it's interesting, or like, it just sucks me in. Like, and they could be talking to me and I wouldn't know it. Again, it's those situations where you're there. Like, appreciate that you've got people there.
Yeah.
There are people that have 0 or 1 person. Like, literally, go and have a look in any category at any time and roll to the bottom. You've got people there with 1 viewer.
Yeah.
And yet we've got people that are complaining because they've got 7 people. Oh, there's only 1 chatter. I've got to have more. Like, no, you don't. Be grateful that you've got anybody, period, in your stream. Like, be thankful for it.
Like,
I lurk Shin all the time. Like, honestly, I'm the worst. And I'll put my hand up. I'm the worst. As soon as I see Shin go live, I'll literally hit the tab. Then I'll get a phone call or something. I'll go away and I'll completely forget that I've got the tab open.
Yeah.
Then I'll come back and be like, oh, Shin's on. Getting off. Oh well, maybe tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still there.
Myself.
Like, I'm there doing it.
Yeah. Like, I'll tab people up all the time. Because my brain just needs like multiple inputs at any given time. Right, I'll have maybe like 2 streams up, and I'll be watching a YouTube video or something. Like, I'm still paying attention to the stream, but it's just how my brain is. For some reason, I need like a lot of things going on at one time. But yeah, you're still supporting someone.
Yeah.
Now,
but it's really interesting.
Yeah. So there was that other thing that happened this week with that dude who complained about subbing.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Get me started. Oh, you've picked a good time to get this started. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go on a tangent. I'm going to go on a full-blooded fucking rant, and I'm sick to death of hearing this shit. Oh, my God. There is some lazy, piss-weak people out there. Now, I'm sorry, but I have seen enough of this to last me a lifetime. I have seen people demanding on Twitter for Kick to get mobile subscriptions added to the damn app. What is wrong with people? Did we not just see Apple and all that other crap go through with Fortnite about the fighting over the cost of subs? Now, just to put this in perspective, I proved this the other day to Speed. I got up my Twitch app on my phone and I looked at the price of subbing. I then went to the browser and looked at the price, and there is a difference. It might only be $1 different, but there is a difference. Right? If you really want to support your friends, open a freaking browser and go and subscribe. Stop being lazy and saying, "Oh no, I can't do that because I." The app is basically an inbuilt browser.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh.
I find this enjoyable
Sorry,
because it's usually me having a big old fucking rant about something. But it's true, though. It
is.
You're wanting something but you don't understand the problems that come with what you want. You know, because
What was that? There was that guy that I said. There was that tweet I responded to and said, when Google and Apple stop taking money from this,
yeah,
it would be easier to incorporate.
Yeah.
And
He
his
was
thing
like, "What?"
was,
What are you talking about? It's like, yeah, people have been living under a rock.
Oh, no.
Right, but for, you know, right, so a Twitch sub, right, on via the browser on your PC is X amount of dollars. I can't remember how much it was. But you go
on the browser was $7.99. Oh, hang on. Actually, I've got the pictures.
I think it was $7.99.
So on the mobile, it was $8.99.
Yeah.
Yet on the browser was $7.99. Now that's Australian. Yeah. That is Australian. So take that out of consideration. But it's still like.
Yeah. So, but that's via the, that's a $1 markup, again, Australian, for a sub that you're wanting to give to someone. That's $1 less that they're getting, realistically, that you're paying.
Now,
So,
if you do 5 subs on Kick at that $1 less, that's basically a free sub that you can give out.
So, like, but the whole
mind blown.
Argument,
Holy Jesus!
Yeah. So immediately you're already paying more for a sub on a mobile app than you would be via the browser on your PC, and wanting the Kick app to support subs just so you can sub from your phone. I understand the convenience, but it doesn't make any sense when it comes to giving money to your favorite content creator. It just doesn't make sense at all. And
the worst aspect of that point was they openly said in the tweet, "I want to support my friends. Put it in the app." No, you don't. That is an absolute freaking lie. Because if you wanted to support your friends, there is a million ways to do it. Go to a bloody internet cafe. Go get a laptop. You don't need a high-powered laptop to watch a freaking stream. You need a browser.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Even, even on the browser, if it doesn't work properly, go to the desktop mode of the browser on your phone. That still works. But...
Yep. There is ways to support your favorite creator.
Yeah. But, this also brought on the question of, should Kick have subs in the app? And from both of us, it was a resounding no.
Nope.
No, it shouldn't.
So here's the problem. Kick don't take anything from the subs. That 5% is only what Stripe take for the fees. That's it. Kick take zero. Understand, guys. Kick take $0 from subs. So if you start increasing the price, Apple is going to get their $2 or $3, whatever the freaking hell it turns out to be.
Whatever their
Google's going to get their money.
Yep.
So the price to sub to a channel from the mobile is going to be higher.
Yeah.
Because maybe if you weren't so lazy and just went to a browser source.
Yeah, because you could keep the sub price the same on the app.
Yep.
That's easy done. But the platform that it's going through is going to take that cut, which means that's less money to the content creator, and I can guarantee you that Steak Eddie is going to look at that and be like, absolutely fucking not. That's not going to happen. Sorry. Especially with the way he sees subs as it is. Even upping the price on the mobile app? No. He's not going to do that. I mean, it might be a stretch. I wouldn't see him doing that. But, our recommendation is no. Don't do it. Like it's the same as if Kick eventually had, on-platform donations, which seems to be a rolling thing now. It's starting to sort of spread,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like on-platform donations, that's cool. Like all for it, 100%. Via the app, no. I reckon anything monetary shouldn't be on the mobile app. It should just be for viewing purposes only. Like
Unless now,
viewing and chatting.
we'll put a caveat in there. If Apple and Google stopped dipping their fingers in, I could see it being a thing.
Which
If
won't.
they stopped dipping their fingers in to take shit that isn't even really theirs, considering they don't build the damn app, they don't contribute to the website.
Well, they need to
I
make
do not sense it.
they need to make a clause in their own guidelines when it comes to
Yep.
purchases within apps. Because at the moment, it's just purchases within apps. We take this percentage. Like, that's it, just flat. But when it comes to streaming, in order for it to work, they would have to have an exemption
Yep.
around live streaming. Any monetary. The problem is, right, and the reason why they take money, and the reason why I reckon they're not going to do it, is because they have to deal with that transaction. Like, yes, it goes through the app, but it's either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. They have to transact that money somehow. So that's their fees. They take a little bit, to cover the fees. They take a little bit for themselves. That's how it works. So I know it's brutal and it's probably not what everyone wants, but I reckon if you're on a mobile device, you're viewing and chatting only. You are not making any purchases whatsoever. Save your money for when you get home. Hop on your computer, whatnot, where you can actually have a proper browsing experience and then give the money to the people that you want to support. Because everyone's up in arms about, oh, I'm not getting enough money, because I'm a content creator, but no one's really sort of going along this route. So
This would be something. Now, this, again, little insider is what we're thinking, but this would be really good to actually talk to Eddie about.
it would.
This would be really, really cool to get Eddie's actual view on this. Because, again, it bugs the living daylights out of me that it gets thrown around so easily that they can't support their friends. When that is just a lie. That is a blatant lie. I know that because Sainted Reaper went into a channel on the weekend and he gifted subs. No issue. Like, no damn issue. Like, it's not hard. Honestly, he did it from his phone. He opened the browser on his phone and gifted subs. Like, come on. Are we really that lazy as a society now?
Yes, we are. No, that's just the honest truth about it all. Like, we as a society are exceptionally lazy. We're always trying to find shortcuts. We're always just whatever the easiest path is, that's the path that we're going. Gone are the days where you worked hard for something and you you did that hard work for a benefit at the end. It's just, oh, I want the benefit at the end. What's the quickest path there? Oh,
That's
me doing
right,
nothing? Sweet, I'm down.
Yeah. How do I get to that end path? Put exclamation OnlyFans in your stream title.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that. No,
Yeah.
but I mean, in all fairness, if you are a true supporter and you truly want to find a way, you will find a way to make it happen. Don't blame the platform. Don't blame the app. Don't blame the bollocksing out of anything. Look in the mirror and blame yourself. Oh man, that
I mean,
that wound me up
but
that day. Honestly, that really wound me up.
but like
I was walking
something
around the house screaming.
I know, uh, but like but like something that we used to say, and probably more profound now, is that any support is good support. You know,
Mm,
it's just it's that simple. You know, it
yeah.
doesn't matter if someone's tabbing you or only following you on one social media platform. Like, I have people that only look at my activity via Discord because they don't have social media. Like, they don't use Twitter or anything like that. And it's like, that's fine, but that's cool, you know? And
Mm,
because it doesn't matter. You know, it's all
no,
good. Yeah.
but the fact that they're even there in the first place is the benefit.
Exactly. But like I know that, you know, even if I don't see a certain person for a long time, you know, not calling anyone
Super.
specifically out or anything. But
I'll
like
do it for you.
but like, you know, not seeing someone for, you know, a few months and then out of the blue, bam, there they are. You know, but that's cool. You know, like yeah, you sit there and wonder, oh geez, I haven't seen so and so for a long time. But then, like, bam, they come back. Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Like, the the main driving point is the people that come back, or the people
Yep.
that just watch you. That's the point of everything. It's not, oh, I need everyone chatting in my chat. I need to hit X amount of followers. I need all of these subs, you know, or I'll do all this crazy stuff if everyone follows and subs to me. Like, no, it's got nothing to just all that shit needs to fucking stop. Like, it is downright annoying.
So
at
what
this
you're
stage.
saying? So what you're saying is, even if we get you to affiliate by the end of the week, you won't go pink hair.
Pink could be a stretch, right? Pink could be a bit of a stretch.
Heard it here first.
You know,
Side note: get into affiliate by the
but
end of the week and change his hair color. We got it. We got him on tape.
okay, but like I'd be the
I
sort
mean,
of
that's
I'd be the sort of prick,
yeah.
right? You know, if I hit that affiliate stage, that I would just hold off on activating that sub button just to annoy people because I know people are waiting for it. You know, that would be me. I would just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it for a bit and just sit back and just enjoy the moment. but for me, like it doesn't. For me, I don't care. You know, I don't care if I hit affiliate. I don't care if I get subs. If I don't get subs, I just don't
Well, it's not that you don't
care.
care. It's just you're not in a rush. Like it'll happen when it happens.
But it's not going to affect me.
No,
You know,
but
sure, if
you
I
do care
if I
about
have
it. It's
100
just
subs get dropped on me one day, yeah, I mean that's wow. Okay, I'm going to be very grateful for that. But I'm not doing what I'm doing for that. That's not my goal. My goal is to just have fun. Just stream
yeah, that's
because
right.
I enjoy streaming. You know, I enjoy
That's right.
interacting with my community. I enjoy people coming back. You know, it's those simple things that keep me going.
But you've made that conscious thing as a creator to say, hey, I want to just stream for fun. That's what I'm going to do because I'm going to let my content speak for itself.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I mean,
that's where it's at.
yeah. Like I've done the cringy things where I'm like, you know, at this follower goal, I'm gonna do this, or you know, if I get X amount of donations, I'm gonna do this. Like I even did, you know, I had the crazy plan of doing, you know, 12 months, 12 charities, where literally every month of revenue was going to go to a different charity. It was a bold fucking move. You know,
It was
uh,
huge.
for the first month, went gangbusters. You know, the second month it went down, which I was kind of expecting. Then by the third month, it was like way down. I'm like, right, well, I know when to cut my losses. You know, it was a good idea, it was a good attempt, but reality sort of set in. But I mean, yeah, you, like I've done all the cringy paths where you dip your toes into follower goals or sub goals or all of those sorts of things, and over time it just doesn't work. Like giveaways.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't work.
No.
Yeah, sure. Have a giveaway every now and then. Give back to your community. That's fine. But if you're like, I'm going to do a giveaway at every 50 subs, no. See, you're not at that stage. You're not actually giving back to your community. It's just you wanting more subs.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I mean, look, the simple fact of that matter is, there was situations, especially when Mixer closed down, and we had people move to Twitch and stuff. They got on that player.gg and they're like, hey, go follow this person, go follow this one, go follow Twitter, go follow this, get tickets in. They get 10,000 follows, but it's empty. It's dead. There's nothing there. You get that instant gratitude of like, hey, look at me. I'm now 12,000 strong on Twitter or on Twitch.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
You get 3 people interact with you at any one moment. How does that 10,000 help you?
Yeah.
You're not gaining sustainability to your own stream.
Yeah. But
really not.
You've got to be
simple as that.
You've got to be real to yourself as well. Like, yeah, okay, get excited when you get hosted or rated by 20 odd bloody people. Sure, get excited. It is a high moment in the stream. But be real with yourself and expect that things are going to drop back to how they were before that happened. Yeah, you might get a few followers out of that or whatnot, and a few people might linger around, but don't expect, like, oh, this is what I'm capable of now. I'm always going to get, X amount of viewers every time someone hosts me. No. No. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no. Just
distracted. Look at him.
Sorry.
I'm assuming it's important.
It's other things. No, but you're right in what you're saying is it just has to.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating because this is something we could go on for hours and hours and hours and hours on end.
Well, we'd be going round in circles quite a lot as well, though.
But you'd be throwing the same sort of ideas around. It wouldn't really change because I mean the general consensus is that's what it is. There's no way around changing it and manipulating it. It is. It's what it is.
Any support is good support, but you also have to be realistic about the situation.
Any support is good support as long as you're aware of it.
Yes.
As I said, even trolls are still good support.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I think...
But it's still support.
Another thing is having expectations for your content. That's
Let's
probably
save
the
that
other
for the
thing.
next show.
That's probably another thing
save
that
for the
really
next
ties
show.
into it.
We will cover that on the next show. There you go. We'll go over expectations next show because that's huge as well.
Toxic.
Totally. So there you go. Insight into next episode is expectations on stream. So if you want to get a part of that, hit up the Discord. Come join us.
Also, Steak Eddie, if you're watching, hit us up, eh? We want to have a chat.
We'll be in contact, sir. We'll be in contact. Let me tell you, one of us will be in contact very soon.
We want to have a chat about a few things.
Let us know in chat on Kick right now if you'd like us to see if we can get a chat with the man himself and get him in here for an episode.
It would be good.
We have done previous owners of platforms, aka we did have Mish owner come in. So if you guys would like to see us try and get Eddie on the show and have a few questions, obviously he has done a few of these podcasts with other people, and we don't want to cover up on double basis. You know, if we can organise it and get him on, we'll let you guys know, and you can get your questions fired in, because yeah, we definitely want to hit it hard. We want to hit it right in the groin and make sure we hit it properly, because I think we can approach a different angle in aspects of it. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, memory leak. If I get him on the show, man, I'm hitting him up for a job for you. There's no question about it. I put it in your stream the other day. I'm going to ask him to get you a job. There's no question.
So we've got this guy. He does some really cool coding projects here on the platform.
You just need to go and look. Yeah, this just slide the name in and just, you know. But leave it with us. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can get out. But Eddie, if you are watching, we do have some viewership. If you are watching, hit us up, mate. Find us on Discord. Find us on Twitter. Come and hit us up.
Yeah.
I'd just be happy if they remembered artists existed. Well, again, if we can get it to happen, we can get that show happening.
Anything's possible.
Because that could be something to chat about. Yeah. Anyway, so next show, 2 weeks time, we will talk around what to and what not to expect on stream. So tune in for that one, or come and be a part of that one. You guys got full access to the Guilded, the Discord. Come and be a part of it. Come and sit in and have a chat, and share your thoughts on you know, the pitfalls that you fall into, or maybe you know haven't fallen into, and you've seen others fall into it. Come and share those thoughts and opinions with us. But I think that's going to wrap us up, mate. I think that's going to be today's show. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yes.
Hanging out, having a chat. We appreciate the support. We do love it. We will see you guys in 2 weeks' time. But as always, keep an eye out for news and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, join the Discord, join the Guilded, come and have a chat. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.